broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Stinkin' love this song. We're sending this one out to Princess Eleanor tonight. Yes. Even though our producer Steven called us basic for wanting to use this song.
I love this song.
I think it's perfect for her. Well, hey guys, you have found the Royals after show here on AfterBuzz TV. We are covering season 2, episode 4. What has this thing appeared again tonight? Question mark? We've got a lot going on. I'm so happy to be here, guys. It's your host, Megan Stecher, and you guys can follow me on Twitter at Megan Stecher, and my lovely co-hosts.
Fern Ronay here. You can find me at Fern Ronay.
And Christina Kaplan. You can find me at Tina Cat.
Oh my gosh, let's get into it. This was so crazy.
There's just too much that happens every single episode.
We may know something about Domino, which is amazing. I want to start with Cyrus. Of course, our evil lord, our evil king. So he's dealing with a lot of demons. He's dealing with cancer and feeling like he's dying. Also, mad jealousy of his brother, King Simon's legacy. So we start out with him being really pissed about the memorial dedication. So the queen has thrown her blood, sweat, and tears into creating this beautiful public memorial for King Simon, which we find out is glass. And he doesn't want it. So he conspires to cancel it. He runs into James Moorfield, the anti-monarchist, in the hallways of the palace, and he says, you know what? I got it. I am going to cancel the dedication of the memorial. May I ask you, ladies, in what way does he think this is going to help his image? I'm confused.
I think he's gotten to the point, and we saw that a little bit later in the episode, where he really does not care about his image. He doesn't care what the people think of him, and it's just sad. I think it's just there's so much insecurity that he can't get past because he is so jealous that everyone loved Simon, and no one will ever feel that way about him, and he knows that. There's nothing he can really do, I think, to ever to fully change the minds of the people.
I think in that moment, though, in his twisted mind, he thought there are people who don't want the monarchy. So if I say we're canceling it because it's divisive, I understand your point of view that you're not, you might not want a monarchy. Then he thought he would, be on the monarchist side and win over more people. I don't know. It seemed twisted.
Can I get a refresher? I'm still kind of confused at what is the whole MO of Moorfield trying to get with the two daughters. How is that supposed to help Helena? I'm kind of confused.
Go ahead, Fern.
I think
she's like,
I think because there are so many twisted storylines going on, and one minute you think it's going in one direction, but I think she wants him to go after both of them, and then they'll destroy each other, and then she could be like, see, these two are unfit to be queen, so we should have someone who already is the queen.
But is she promising? She's promising him something else for it, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's clear yet.
Yeah, because it's like I just said at the beginning of the episode, there's just so much that happens each show that I feel like sometimes I get a little bit lost. I'm like, I know.
There's so many. She's either promising him something or threatening him. Like, I know what she must have something on him.
Yeah. There's always some sort of dirt.
One of our
someone.
viewers will know. Let us
Yes,
know.
please tweet at us if you know.
It was definitely to create a love triangle to have them publicly embarrass themselves so that they look unfit and she can get her bill of succession through Parliament. Oh, hey, I'm way more fit to be the next person on the throne. And I'm sure she has a plan right after that to get Cyrus off the throne so she could be next.
But I was thinking
very
she
soon.
must have known all along that he had cancer. She must have known from the beginning.
Well, Rachel alluded to knowing that he had cancer a few episodes ago, but it wasn't clear. So, it's one of those things that were left hanging. Like, is that clear? Was that clear? Is that what she meant? Here we go with her knowing. She said something about cancer I can't wait for the cancer to kill you or something.
Oh.
You're a cancer-riddled king.
Oh. Because that's what Helena said this episode.
Oh,
yeah,
no. I'm sorry. You meant Rachel. Rachel was saying you should be more open about your schedule and where you are at those meetings.
Oh, okay.
So she knew what he was up to.
Okay.
I think Helena has, connections everywhere. So I am sure she knew the second that there were any sort of results. I'm sure she knew.
Yeah.
And people like her, obviously, more than him. So I can't imagine that they would hide that stuff from her.
Who knows? She could be paying off his doctor to be doing the reverse of curing him. We don't know.
Right.
That could be happening.
Oh, that's true. She could be like, here's $1 million, convince him he has cancer, make him go away.
Or give him placebos when you think
give him
yes.
faux chemotherapy. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Placebo, right.
Yeah.
So we shall see. That would be just like our queen. We also see an interesting, almost a romantic relationship forming between the maid Violet and Cyrus. So she's really taken an interest in his health, or him, one or the other, and really wants him to be healthy and do things like drink pomegranate juice rather than bourbon. And takes her he was very upset and feeling less than manly, I guess, and saying probably nothing works down there. And she takes off her maid's uniform to reveal amazing lingerie, which every woman on this show happens to be wearing amazing lingerie underneath of their clothing at all times.
Bedazzled always.
Always. And black and lacy, of course. And my theory is that wardrobe is just sharing the same lingerie for all the characters. It's the same one every time. But she helps him realize that his parts are working down there. So do you guys have any feelings on Violet being who she really is, or there's a reason for her taking an interest in Cyrus, or where this is going?
Oh, there's got to be a reason. There's no question that it's not like, oh, I just think he's cute. She's trying to get something out of it, whether it's she wants to become the queen. I guess if they married, she would be the queen, right?
Possibly.
I mean, I don't know exactly how it works.
I think she's pulling a Prudence. She wants to get pregnant and then just, even if he doesn't marry her, she could just get money from him.
I don't know, though, because it almost seems more like it's that she wants more than just to, get pregnant, Because if I feel like if that were the case, then she would have just slept with him right there. Right, I don't think it would have been too hard for her to get that to that next level.
That's true. She's trying to make it so clear that she understands him, and
she's taking care, showing nurturing, loving. That's why I think maybe she wants to be his wife, but maybe she's a part of Domino, or maybe she's a part of something else, or maybe she's working with Prudence, trying to do something. I don't know.
Right.
There's got to be another story to her. She's not just simply
true.
In love with the king.
She could be working with the queen to, I don't know, something.
Interestingly enough, I mean, she does remind me of Prudence, and maybe she is trying to pull a Prudence. Crazy enough, Cyrus goes to visit Prudence tonight, just to make sure she's still preggo. And he's like, God, you're huge. And asks again if it's a boy. Okay, this is my theory. He knows he's going to go drive through the monument and ruin his image, and in case they want to take him off the throne, he wants to know that someone other than his daughters or Helena is going to be able to take over for him.
Yeah. But he would have to marry her, right? So my prediction for next episode is he
I don't think you.
Sorry.
Soda can down. I don't.
So thirsty.
I don't think you have to be married since he's single, and since he's not married to someone else. Well, this is all make-believe land anyway. But since he's not married to anyone else, he probably can say, well, hey, I'm the king, and that's my son, and totally fine. And that's what I think. Anybody else? No?
I don't know. Because like you said, it is make-believe land, so we don't know if they're actually going by what really it would be in the UK. Real world. But I feel like he wants to, I don't know, I think he wants to know that there's going to be an heir other than his daughters, like you said. You know, he knows they're not fit, like just like everyone else knows they're not fit. And there's got to be some sort of like, what's the word? Like almost overriding succession type thing if it's a male, right? Like, because
in real life, but I'm on the show, I think because it would go to the daughters.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it go, I think it would go to the son first.
Before the daughters?
Yeah, because I think it's the male heirs that have like the succession.
Well, we did have a viewer, it was either a YouTube comment or a tweet last week say, well, don't you remember in season 1 when they were saying, oh, if only Eleanor had been born 4 minutes earlier, she'd be next in line for the throne, and she's kind of better at this stuff than Liam is. So I'm wondering if on the show, in their version of the Royal UK, that birth order matters, not gender.
Which is how it is.
Is that how it is in real life? Oh, I don't know why I thought
in olden
it was
times, but now they've modernized
Okay.
it.
Before Will and Kate had their first child, they had it changed in the books that their first child would be next to the throne no matter what gender. So
so this is like
real
very
life,
recent that it was changed.
Yes, just a few years ago, before their birth of their first child. Yeah. So I'm not clear on what is going on with Cyrus. Hopefully we will find out what his dastardly plans are, but he does get wasted and drive through the monument. I really don't get why he wants to ruin his image. So now there's bystanders. He's been seen, unlike last season where if something messy happened, royal security was cleaning it all up. It appears that no one knew he snuck out. He has no royal security with him. He makes a fool of himself in front of bystanders and tells them, oh, you hate me? Good, I hate you too. I don't know why he wants to ruin his image even more. Something's going on with this male heir and the fact that he didn't care about ruining his image.
I think he just doesn't care anymore. He was like, canceling the monument to be like, I'm going to bring everyone together. The monument's divisive. And that didn't work. And then he just lost it and went off the deep end and was like, no, I really don't care what anyone thinks.
And maybe he's convinced his health is failing. Like, it's not going to get better. And he's like, oh, I don't care. Fine. Maybe.
Yeah.
Going out in flames.
Yeah.
Prudence is pregnant with his child, it's still a baby. Like the baby,
right.
So someone
it's not like when the pharaoh is like way too young but they're still like, you're the pharaoh. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder. So now I guess we really don't know why he's checking in on her, because I mean, I knew he obviously is dying of cancer, but I didn't like think about it that if he dies soon, which he thinks he will, you're right. Like the baby might not even be born yet. So. I wonder what's the reasoning for that.
Maybe it's something to do with trying to keep the queen out of succession at all costs. It's like, even if my daughters have to take over, at least I'll have a son behind them, and she'll never have a chance.
That's why I think he's going to marry Prudence. He's going to be like, this is the new,
and then
queen.
Will Prudence be the queen? Or
if the Queen Helena gets her bill passed, and Cyrus marries Prudence, then the maid becomes the Queen of England.
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of the Queen, this is craziness. She's pissed at Cyrus for trying to cancel the memorial/monuments unveiling, and they have a huge blowout, which we really haven't seen. I guess they had their little tiffs before, but this was a blowout and threatening each other a lot. But I think she feels a little defeated. I think she's claiming, I'm in charge. I got you on the throne. But for the fact that she goes outside and smokes weed at the end of the day, because she had a rough day again, which we've only seen her do twice now, I think it's when she feels defeated that she does that. Is she formulating a new plan, or is she accepting defeat on this one?
I don't know. I think with the whole monument thing, I don't know. I don't think she'll... Actually, I take that back. I think maybe she will try to erect a new monument, because then that could help her whole succession bill plan in general, because then it's just going to make her look better. Mm-hmm. So I think that could be the only reason why she might try to like do it again. But I also kind of, part of me feels like she's just going to give up and be like, fine, whatever, you know, Cyrus really doesn't want this and I don't want to keep pushing for it and have to deal with all of this drama.
I don't know. I feel like from everything we've seen, she's a fighter. Like she'll erect 10 monuments now just to stick it to him.
Me too. I think she's a plan B.
Yeah.
She's always got a plan B.
She's always got a yeah. She knows everything.
Oh my goodness.
And she's
Well, in that moment that she was smoking weed with the kids, classic. She tells Liam she's really proud of him for his moment that day. So she did a beautiful monologue where he shows up and he unveils the monument for the people, which I thought was a really nice moment for him, because he's got this amazing princely way about him that he didn't have in the first season, that he wasn't ready for. And this season, he's just in the role, in the zone. The people love him. Cyrus can't stand it because Liam's constantly undermining him, looking good to the people. And do you guys think that this has put him in a really bad place with Cyrus, that Cyrus is going to try to come back and attack him in any way?
I don't know, because he was ballsy to say Cyrus's intentions weren't sincere. Like, it's one thing to be like, all right, let's unveil the monument, but to say, you know, Cyrus was not sincere in his intentions. And
right, because he's speaking about the King of England to the people nationally on television.
Yeah, I think Cyrus is going to...
kind of like a royal crime, isn't it?
Yeah. You'd be beheaded in the old days.
Right. Yeah, you would.
I think he's going to... Yeah, I can't see Cyrus taking this lightly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just don't know. I feel like he's not going to come back in a blatant, I can't speak today, way. It's going to be like he's going to do something else to maybe derail something that Liam has planned, or, you know what I'm trying to say? Like a backdoor type of kind of revenge. That's like his style.
Like, what does Liam want? I was like, he has no real storyline right now, because there's no Ophelia. He's got his friends around. They were playing soccer. It's like...
kind of just this week, right? Yeah. That he doesn't have... You know, I feel like sometimes we lay... For a couple episodes, it's like there's a storyline, and it's up and it's down, and it's like we like lay it down for an episode or two. We forget all about that person, all about that 2 minutes, and it comes back out of nowhere and becomes a big component later.
Yeah.
So I felt like that with his soccer scene tonight, with the friend that was attracted to Jasper. Yeah. So maybe that'll become a thing.
So random.
Right? Which was so random. But I feel like Liam, like, what does he want right now? He wants to know who killed his father, who killed his brother. So I think it's going to get... That'll be more of his storyline. And then Cyrus, pissed at Liam, and, you know, among other things, will, like, derail his plan. He'll get closer, and then Cyrus will derail it. Okay. Out of revenge, and because, you know, he doesn't want anybody to know who... I think he could care less who killed the king.
My goodness. Well, the queen also tells the kids in that moment of having this little family moment where they're all smoking weed together, so strange, to choose love. The only way to get through this isolated royal way of life is to choose love. Which I think the kids think she's high. Like, Mom, are you? They're like, Mom, are you all right? Yeah. But we see Eleanor really make that decision for herself. So she had a nice talk with her security guard earlier in the day, and he's like, I think, like, clean the mess up. If you feel like a hot mess, like, let's cut out some of the stuff. She's like, how do I do that? He's like, you need a friend. You need to get out and have a friend. So she decides to call up her new friend Mandy from the club. Great place to meet new friends. The model from the club. And they have a fun day together where they evade security and they go do all kinds of fun touristy things and just, like, smoke weed all day together. And then Mandy makes a move on her. And since Eleanor has decided to choose love, after rebuffing a kissing moment with Mandy, where she moved in on her, she sleeps with her. I'm really freaked out about Mandy.
I know.
I don't even know what to say next.
Before we even knew what we knew about Mandy, I was like, no, like, guy or girl, just have a true friend. Like, don't complicate it with romantic feelings. She needs just a friend. She even said this, we were talking about it last week, but she even said in this episode, I have no friends. Mm-hmm. And she just needs a friend. Don't make it more complicated. But then we learn there's more to the story.
Right. I mean, I don't even feel like, go ahead. I just don't even feel like wasting time. Like, let's skip right to the fact that, like,
I know.
We didn't have to wait for this one. We see that she is somebody that she was not pretending to be. Her name is Samantha. Mm-hmm. So Jasper finds her ogling that giant diamond that's cursed, wandering around the palace in the middle of the night. And he's like, what are you doing here, Samantha? And then they make out. And she says, they're finishing what we started, baby.
And he pulls her close. That's because at first I thought he was going to, like, push her off or something, but he, like, pulled her close. So clearly he's, like, maybe was trying to fight it, but I think there's maybe they were conspiring at some point to do something together.
I mean, this was one of my big gasps of I had like 3, I think, this episode, and this was one of them. So do we think that, I think we, back in season 1, were theorizing that Jasper was there to do something dastardly, infiltrate the Royals and do something bad. And it seems like we were right on, and, excuse me, Samantha, I was going to say Mandy. Samantha is his partner in crime. Or was.
And it's so upsetting because I thought that Jasper and Lenny were going to get together. I thought Jasper was a good guy and he was there sent by Robert and to figure it out and save her and be there for her. And they had such great chemistry. And then I'm like, this totally throws it for a loop.
I know. Okay, here's what I'm theorizing. Is she someone from his past when he was dastardly, devil, awful guy, and they were like a couple, like lovers, and he's like, I'm gonna go, he really is from the US and the American accent's his real accent, and so she's American as well. They had this whole plan to both infiltrate the Royals. I don't know what they want to do with that. Maybe just it was blackmail all along because his blackmail thing kind of failed and he fell in love. She's there to blackmail Eleanor.
Maybe.
I feel like if that is really the case, Eleanor will straight up lose it. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Because she's always just getting screwed by people.
I know. I feel so bad for her.
Always.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I'm hoping, and this is, I guess, early prediction, but I'm hoping that Jasper changes his mind and protects Eleanor from whatever Mandy is, or Samantha, whatever, is trying to do. And I think if he does that, I think maybe then Eleanor might open up a little bit more and let him back in. I think that might be something that he could do to, like, try to win her back. Because right now, obviously, we know she's like, get away from me.
Yeah.
But I think maybe if he kind of protects her or saves her from something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. He doesn't know that how far Mandy's or Samantha has gotten in with Eleanor, so maybe they were both a couple and they were in the military with Robert, and Robert was like, save my sister. Jasper wasn't doing such a good job, so she came in, but now she's like a double agent, like she's with Eleanor and she's with Jasper. I don't know. It's so confusing.
So confusing. So you think she might be a good guy?
I don't know.
Sent by Robert?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I want to believe.
Fern, you're always looking on the bright side.
I'm like, no way. There's no way. She's good. She's evil.
Oh, my goodness.
I was, like, devastated when I saw Ted open the domino card.
Yeah. So
I was like, Ted can't be evil.
So this is the big, like, end of the night firework explosion. Head pops off, rolls off when you're watching. So Jasper's storyline tonight kind of leads us to Price. So head of security Price, he's handing over the necklace with the domino insignia on it saying, look, the prince woke up from being blackout drunk with this around his neck, was kidnapped. This is going to lead us to something. You need to check it out. And Price is like, I'm on it. Well, 2 seconds after he leaves, he pulls that domino symbol out of his desk. It's on a card, like a flat note card, which we saw the Queen in season 1 have one in her desk as well. It was nothing else was ever addressed about it in season 1, but this time, we get to see Price flip it over, and using a black light, he finds an address. The address makes the dead wife pop up in his mind. Oh my God, so crazy. So he, looking at this address, relives. Actually, he goes to, looking at the address makes the dead wife pop up. Then he goes to the address at the end of the episode. So this is where everything gets crazy. He's at this museum. He's reliving in his mind the moment when his wife gets shot and killed. He was protecting the king when the king was an assassination attempt. And by protecting the king, his wife took a bullet and dies.
Now we finally know how Ophelia's mom.
Right.
Never knew
so
any
now
of that,
we
right?
finally know that story. So
I forgot I wanted to know that.
Yeah, so
right?
that's
It's
finally
been so long.
been solved for us. So then that's when the crazy starts happening. A spotlight shines on him. He tries to run away from it. He runs up to the second floor of the museum, looks down. It's the domino symbol on the floor. Then where his hands are placed on the railing, oh my gosh, what did that say? I wrote it down.
You're not
I wrote it down.
alone, right?
You're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. So we're flashing back and forth different storylines at this point of the show, but we go back to him. He goes outside. I'm assuming that meant come outside and find me, to the man he started speaking to in the shadows.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
This is a lot. This is heavy. Okay. So the man in the shadows claims that Price was the one who killed the king.
I think, but what he meant by that was not like he physically stabbed him or whatever. I think that he meant something that he did
Right.
got the king killed, so it's on him. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Figuratively,
Yeah.
he killed
Okay.
the king, yeah.
So the man in the shadows denies Price's claim. He said, "You killed the king, didn't you?" He said, "No, but we both know that you did." But I like your theory that he means some of his actions caused it to happen, but he didn't physically stab the guy. Okay. Yeah. I like that thought because I think Twitter was blowing up the other night with everyone being like, oh my God. Basically, E was insinuating on their Twitter feed, like, oh my gosh, is Price and Domino? Did we just find that out? Is he Domino? So I'm freaking out. I don't want our good guy Price to be evil.
I know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Fern?
I'm with you.
I'm freaking out.
I think it was figuratively he killed him, although his face, it was like great acting, like you caught me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like he somehow may be involved with maybe his failure to protect the family from Domino. That's what he means.
Okay.
I don't know.
So it seems also like the man in the shadows is saying to Price, like, you're going to help us and be on our side or else? Is that kind of what you guys got from that? Right before he said, like, no, you killed the king. It was like a long speech, like a long conversation with the two of them. And he was kind of saying, like, you have to help us. You're gonna help us.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused by it because
you're right.
I mean, we still don't technically know like who this guy is. I'm assuming he's in Domino, but we still don't even really know what Domino is. We don't know anything. So, yeah, I don't know. I would have to think that maybe by him saying, we know you did it, maybe he's blackmailing him with whatever Price did that in turn got the king killed, and saying that if you don't help us, then we're gonna, release this information or whatever.
He was saying it in like, I have this to hold over your head, like kind of threatening him. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think so.
Oh my
It's all coming back to me now. There's so much.
Do either of you have any other Domino theories? I'm freaking out. I need to know who or what Domino is.
I know, it's so confusing. But there are 5 of that. There are 5 lines and then one leaning.
Sixth
so it could be the
falling?
5 family members. The dad, the son are now dead. So all that's left is the Queen, Eleanor, and Liam.
But what's the final?
And then the 6th one, I guess, is just whatever Ted did to push it over and get Robert killed, the king killed.
Or them as an organization. Like, we're
Yeah.
going to topple the 5 family members.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is so fascinating. I love theorizing about this show. All day
Well, see, the
long.
only thing with that is they wouldn't have been able to, like, Domino would have had to have been a recent, organization because Eleanor and Liam are, 20-something? So they wouldn't have known that there were 5 family members until they were born.
Right.
So
So you think it goes back further?
well, I feel like it has to be like an older, I don't know though, actually. It really could be I hate to like compare this to ISIS, but it could be like an ISIS type organization that's like this new organization that just popped up to like wreak havoc, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I feel like there's just so many unanswered questions, and it's almost hard to predict because there's so much that's unknown.
Well, I feel like flashing back to episode 1 of this season, I feel like the Queen and the Duchess know who Domino is because they spoke of it in that way. So when the lawn was on fire with the domino symbol, the Duchess said, of course it's them. Mm-hmm. We killed one of theirs. Now they've killed 2 of ours. Mm-hmm. I think the Queen and the Duchess know who it is. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, does Price even know? Maybe he does. Maybe this all makes sense to him.
Yeah, and when that other guy was talking, he was talking about it like that, like this family. So maybe it's a rival family, like what this family has done over the years. Now they're getting their revenge. So it might be a rival family that they harmed in some way, and they're getting their revenge.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Well, for everyone who's a big Domino theorist and fan of the show, if you go back and look at Twitter, I don't know if they've changed it back, but just the other night, E! changed their E! Royals Twitter account to be Domino, and they were calling it the Domino Takeover. And it was so neat because they were using all these symbols I've never seen before and like turning the words upside down, and there were letters raining down from other words that were written properly, like horizontally. There were like letters raining down vertically. I'm like, how do you even do that on Twitter? Like, it was the neatest thing. It was so cool. So hopefully that's still up. Even if they've changed back the name and symbol, the photo symbol, maybe all those tweets are still there. Yeah. That was very cool, I thought. Okay, well, since we have a few minutes left, let's mention the unveiling of Princess Maribel, finally.
Oh, yes.
So our new actress, Princess Maribel, has finally been revealed. She took off all the plastic surgery bandages, and she is hot.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
I feel like this is going to be a huge rift with the sisters and the love triangle with the James Moorfield, even though they were trying to show them loving up on and cozying up on each other at the end, like the sisterly hug. It's going to be the problem. Like, James Moorfield is now going to favor Maribel, and these girls are going to publicly make fools of themselves.
Oh, I found it. So it is still on.
Oh, cool.
I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, so the photo wasn't the Royals family. It was the domino symbol, and it said, like, domino instead of the Royals on E. It was
it's
so
cool.
neat.
I like it.
It was so
So
neat.
yeah, you guys can go to the Royals on E, at the Royals on E on Twitter if you want to see it.
Very cool. Yes, so back to the sisters.
So this is going to add a whole new element of, complicating matters.
I mean, am I wrong because they had the sweet little sisterly hug at the end, or am I right?
Oh, no, that was alluding to, like, them going to,
the
2 of them. I think it was foreshadowing of them going to rip each other.
I doubt myself always with this show.
I don't know. Right. Everything I predict is never.
I know things go in a different direction. Steven was saying that. Our producer Steven was saying that to us. He's like, this show went in a different direction than I thought. And it's like, it's true. It's sometimes very funny and silly and sometimes very serious. Yes. And nothing ever goes exactly the way we think or theorize it will.
The
One of
tone
our
is always
fans,
varying.
Sherry, I think I'm
Sherry.
pronouncing it right. She says maybe Cyrus is involved with Domino.
That could be.
Oh, maybe he's over it and he's signed up with them.
That could be.
And he just doesn't care and crashed right through that monument. I can't with this monument crashing through.
God.
What are the people going to say? Okay, let's do predictions for next week.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, girls. What are we feeling for next week?
I predict a shotgun wedding between Cyrus and Prudence.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right
Fern?
in Westminster Abbey.
Or will they do it in private in the palace?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so excited
More
for that.
romantic.
Well, I'll piggyback on that and say that they'll try to do it, but Violet will stop it.
Oh.
Ooh.
And we'll learn more about why Violet is, like, something about her, too.
Oh my God, I love both of those. Anything else? No?
Maybe
Anybody?
Prudence and Violet are involved with Jasper and Samantha. Maybe they're all in on it.
Oh.
That would be a very wide
Or they're all
wide conspiracy.
Yeah, maybe they're all Domino members.
Maybe.
Oh my God, this is crazy. I'm so excited. Okay, so we do see that for the promo for next week that Eleanor and Mandy are still in their little
love
sexual let's get crazy together and love on parade, making out in front of the paparazzi. So I'm going to predict Jasper still trying to keep an eye on Mandy/Samantha and try to keep her from doing anything else. And maybe while they interact with each other, we can find out more about their original plan.
That would be nice.
Oh my God, this is so good. I cannot. Anything else? Oh, the Queen declares that she tells Liam, or maybe both the kids, we found out who your father's murderer is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pinned on someone, but we don't know if it's really going to be guaranteed this early in the season. We're not going to find out who it is.
No, we're not.
No.
But could it be Lucius? That's my other prediction. They're going to pin it on Lucius.
We forgot. Oh my God, we forgot that Lucius took
wait.
the letter to Alistair. So the Queen hands him the letter to hand deliver to Alistair, her lover of all these years. She wants to see him again.
But didn't Lucius kill him?
Well, so that's what we don't know.
I'm like,
You know
wait
what
a
I mean?
second.
It's like 2 gunshots, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like Lucius was not in the room anymore, and the security guys were. 2 gunshots go off. But we talked so much last season about how Alistair is
Marksman.
he was in the military. So he flipped the switch and flipped the script, more like it, and grabbed their guns and shot them. Like, we don't know. It was left unknown if he's dead or alive.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is going to be so good. Okay. Any other predictions, thoughts, ladies?
I don't know. I just want them. I just hate how every single episode I'm like, no, I need to know. Tell me. I don't want to wait.
I have more questions than answers every episode.
We have Royals blue balls.
Or ball if we're Cyrus.
Good one.
Singular.
Oh my gosh, girls. Where can we find you on social media to keep the conversation going this week?
You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Tina Cap.
Fern Ronay here. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Fern Ronay, Ronay.
And you guys can find me, Megan Stecher, across all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Megan Stecher. It's MEGANSTECHER. Thanks so much for joining us this week, and we'll be back next week with the next episode of AfterBuzz TV's After Show for the Royals.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.